the single greatest ROI you could ever have in your life, return on investment for effort, for time, for money, for anything, is the ROI on investing in yourself. Nothing, and I do mean nothing, will have a greater impact on your life than the investment you place on yourself. And look, we can always talk semantics on this, because we could. But time and time again, the people who invest into themselves, who focus on growth, who focus on improvement, who focus on leading a better life, that investment comes back tenfold, at least tenfold, if not more. There is nothing that will ever, not only initially, but continually return your investment greater than putting that time into yourself, investing into who you are, into your growth, into being, well, as we keep saying here, the greatest version of yourself. Because who else is going to give as much? Who else is going to dedicate as much? Who else is going to sacrifice as much for that return on investment than you are for you? It's why we talk about fitness as always being the gateway drug, that linchpin thing, that thing that starts the ball rolling. Because once you get that happening, everything else just cascades from there. Once you build momentum in investing into you, investing time into your health, into your fitness, into your energy, into how you show up, into your discipline, well, lo and behold, every area of your life starts to get better. Every area of your life starts to improve. Your confidence goes up, your energy levels go up, your output goes up. Hell, even the way people respond to you improves. And there is nothing that I feel can deliver such a return as getting into great fucking shape. And everything else from there flows. Everything else from there can get better. Everything else from there will get better if you focus on growth and improvement. But that initial foundation of getting stronger, getting fitter, becoming, well, a dedicated man shows up in so many areas of your life. And I think it's also one of those ones that people who haven't done that, people who haven't participated, who haven't invested in their health and fitness in the same way that you have, can't fathom it. I was having this joke around with my mother the other day. I've been training my mum to try and get her, finally, after a lifetime, into better shape. Because I want her to be in the best shape she can be. So we've been working on that. And we got to a point where it was like, oh, well, you're not really listening, so no more Mr. Nice Guy. We're not going to take it gentle. We're going to push you to the limits, and I'm going to force you to deliver the results that need to be done. And that's a lot of what Chasing Greatness is about. That I am holding you to the standard. This isn't gentle, this isn't soft, and you just do whatever you want kind of thing, like you're doing a great job. No, if you're not doing the fucking work, I'm going to let you know all about it. I am going to tell you, and I'm going to hold you to the standard, and I'm going to make sure you do the fucking work. That's what Chasing Greatness is about. That we're going to discuss the standard at the beginning. I'm going to be honest and upfront like I'm being right here, and I'm going to tell you that this is going to be hard. I'm going to tell you that you need to commit all fucking in, and then I'm going to hold you to it. And there are going to be times where you fucking hate it. Like, I had a guy who messaged me the other day, and he's like, I want you to know that I hate you most of the time at the moment. But I'm down 3.5 kilos in 3.5 days. That's not a bad turnaround. That's not a bad ROI right there. And he's like, so maybe it is worth it, and maybe you do know what you're talking about. I'm like, just a little bit. Just a little bit do I know how to deliver great fucking results. But anyway, back to my mother. We were having this, and I'm like, all right, now we're going to do it. And she's got really dodgy knees because, well, for 70 years, she hasn't done anything. So we're here now for the first time in her life, making her work her knees. And so we're pushing into full range of motion, and I'm like, you have to push into the full range of motion. So every rep, every set, I'm like, full range of motion, pushing through, full range of motion. She's like, she goes to me, only half joking, it saddens me that I'll never see you get to be old like this and have to go through things like this. And I looked her dead in the eye and I was like, Mother, I will never, and I do firmly and wholeheartedly mean never, have to go through what you're currently going through. Because I won't stop. Because I know the return on investment that being in great fucking shape has. I know what looking after my mobility, my knees, my joints, my full range of motion, I know what that means to me. I know what it's like not to. I got a crash course through my 20s that most people never get, that early wake-up call of how fucking bad it can be if you don't invest in the right areas in your body. My knees were so shot from basketball that I used to get up every day and groan as soon as my feet hit the ground. It would be a monumental effort to start my day. I couldn't squat unless I had warmed up. Like, I'm just talking a bodyweight squat. Unless I had gone through a series of warm-up routines, there was zero chance I was going to be able to squat that day. My knees were fucked. And to give you a perspective on it, eventually I decided, because I'd retired from basketball and things were not improving, that even though I'd stopped playing, I went to the doctor and eventually got referred to an MRI. And they were like, so we're going to send you back because we feel that the image may be incorrect. I'm like, okay. So I went back and got a second MRI and came back exactly the same. So they were like, well, we haven't seen this before. You have successfully torn your ACL, your MCL, your PCL, your meniscus, and your patella tendon. We're surprised you can walk, let alone run, jump, play basketball. I was like, right. So I asked the doc, and they're like, what do you recommend? They were like, probably full reconstruction, if not replacement. I was like, right. Not going to do that. I'm in my mid-20s. Don't want to fucking go for that. So I invested time, effort, money, focus, and energy for the next 2 years into working out how to get my knees to function. And it was slow. It was tedious. It fucking sucked. Like one of the worst experiences of my life, because it still hurt every day. It still sucked every day. I didn't enjoy it every day. But bit by bit by bit, that investment paid off. And now I'm in my mid-30s and I play basketball pain-free, no problems. I can run up and down the court. I can jump. I can play. I'm not as good as I was when I was in my 20s, but physically my body can handle it better than it has ever handled it in my life. That is the return on investment I am talking about. It is one of those that will just keep on giving. It's the one where I can get down on the floor and play with my kids. It's the one where I can climb up any equipment to do whatever they want. I can catch them, I can throw them, I can put them on my shoulders, they get tired, I just pick them up and carry them. I can do whatever my children need of me and ask of me. I know how bad it is when your body and your joints fail you. And I have been blessed with a second opportunity to make sure that I age like a fine fucking wine. I am not going to age like milk. I am going to age like a beautiful, beautiful red wine. That's what the return on investment is. As I said, that'll transfer into every area of your life. But even if it is just the fitness, even if it is just the health and the mobility, to be able to do whatever you want, whenever you want, at the drop of a hat, you can go, yeah, I want to do that. Hey, let's go climbing today. Sure, let's do that. Hey, let's go skiing or bike riding or play basketball or whatever the fuck it is. There's no hesitation. There's no thought process. It just is. Or my kids going, Daddy, will you climb this tree with me? Climb this bit of equipment with me? Go down the slide with me? Whatever the fuck it is. The answer is yes. Because I chose to invest the time. I chose to invest the money, the effort, the time, the energy, the focus to make that a reality. And it is the greatest ROI on anything I have ever done. And I choose to consistently invest in myself, in my knowledge, in my learning, in my abilities, in my skills. I don't stop. I don't let that rest, because every time I invest in me, I at least double, if not triple or 10x my return. Because, well, me. This is the thing that allows me to live my life. Of course it's going to give back. But you've got to think about it that you have time, money, and effort to invest, poorly or negatively. So every time you choose to not exercise and you choose to sit on the couch instead, you're investing that time, you're investing that money, you're investing that effort, and it's going to have a negative return on investment. Every time you choose junk food or alcohol or dopamine chasing or any of those things, you're investing that. And it's going to have a negative effect. Every choice that we make, every time we give our focus to something, we give our energy to something, we give our time to something, it is either going to have a positive return and we are going to gain from it, or it is going to have a negative return and it's going to cost us. The problem is, and this is the thing that most people struggle with to get their head around, and I get it, I understand it, but it's still the biggest gap there, is that the cost isn't today. So if you invest now into exercise, into nutrition, into chasing greatness, if you invest into anything on the positive stuff that you know is going to give you an ROI, a positive one down the track, that cost of the investment is right here, right now. However, if you choose the opposite, if you choose the negative, the thing that is going to have a negative ROI on you, the problem is you don't pay that price now. So people cannot see the ever-mounting cost and debt that they are paying because they are choosing not to choose a positive return. They are choosing a negative return, but the negative is kicked down the road. It's like, a 36-month interest-free credit card. You don't need to deal with that now. You don't have to pay that for 36 months. You just go crazy and you're spending all your money and you're like, woo, it's free money. As long as I pay it back before the 36 months, we're good. But then you forget about it. And then that bill comes and you're like, fuck. I did that. I spent that money. I spent that. And now it's come. That's what you were doing. That is the choices you are making every time you choose not to invest in the positive of your future. That's how it suckers you in, because it's shiny, and it's nice, and it's fun, or it at least appears fun. I get it. TV, doom scrolling, alcohol, junk food, all of those things that, allows you that momentary joy and satisfaction. Can't be that bad. Can't be, costing me too much. Oh, it can, It's like making a deal with Rumpelstiltskin. I'll give you my firstborn child. That's so far away. That's future Lachlan's problem. Future Lachlan's going to fucking get here some point. And future you's going to get here at some point. And you're going to have to pay the piper. The question is, how much debt are you racking up? Or you can pay the price now. You can pay the price in discipline, in focus, in energy, in money, all that. And yeah, it'll hurt in the moment, but that price is so infinitesimally smaller than what it will be down the track, especially when it comes to health and fitness. It's always that one, and I come back to that. As I said, I am a man who has had many second chances in my life. And I do firmly believe that I have had those second chances to be here, to talk to you, to share those lessons, because I was meant to go through those things early, to suffer through them so that I could be here to be the warning tale. Went through depression, was suicidal, fitness saved my life. Went through, my knees were fucked. Not just my knees, my elbows, my shoulders, my ankles were fucked. Fucked beyond all measure. And I had to invest that time to get back to it. There is zero chance that I'm going to let my body decay like that. That was fucking awful. And I was young enough and had the Superman mentality that I could just override the pain in my body. I can't imagine what it's going to be like if you're in your 50s or your 60s or your 70s. But those choices will catch up with you at some point if you don't deal with them now. So I'm not going to let it. I had the heart scare. Ended up in hospital for 5 days in Westmead Hospital. They stopped my heart. They laid me down, injected some stuff into me, and literally stopped my heart. Well, my wife was 6 months pregnant. She couldn't even come visit me during that time. I am not going to go through that shit again. I am not going to risk that kind of stuff because I have made the mistakes. I have learnt the lessons and I'm here to share them with you. I consider them blessings because I got to learn them early. I got to learn them before they were fatal, before they were too much that I couldn't come back from. I got to learn them while they were still insignificant and I could overcome them. I could wake the fuck up and do it. That's why I'm here, to help you wake up, to help you learn that lesson that don't take it for granted. Don't waste the time. Don't invest in bad investments. Invest in you. Invest in your future. Think about it as if you are the butler for future you. And all you need to do is keep making the right choices for you. And that future you is going to thank you for looking after your body, for looking after your health, for looking after your finances, for looking after your knowledge, for looking after those kinds of things. You are investing in the future. And that future will come faster than you can ever imagine. So continue to make the right choices now while they are easy, while the price is small, or you'll have to pay that price later. And the later it gets kicked down the line, the longer it is delayed, the bigger that price is. Because I'll come to collect at some point. That is unquestionable. The question is how big the price tag will be when it comes. So, are you ready to invest now? Are you ready to invest in the thing that will deliver the single greatest return in your life? Invest in you. If you are, shoot me a message. Let's get you into Chasing Greatness Daily. Let's start that process. Let's show you what investing into you can do. Because it'll change your life. That simple action of investing into you. So shoot me a message and let's make that a reality. If you're not quite there yet, click the link in my bio, grab my top 10 tools to transform your mental toughness. And lastly, if this spoke to you, if you enjoyed it, if you know someone else who needs to hear this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. But most importantly, subscribe. The majority of people who are watching this are not subscribed. And I need you to do me that huge favor. Just hit that subscribe button so that I know that you're taking value from this, that the algorithm knows that you're taking value from this, and that you don't miss an episode, because my promise to you is, like Chasing Greatness Daily, I am here every single day, sharing from the front, sharing from my experiences, sharing as I go through these journeys to help you avoid the mistakes and to give you the lessons that are going to change your life. So hit that subscribe button, because I'll be back again tomorrow. Until then.